for Santorin on their previous play. But it also means... Oh my god, okay, so quickly here. Quick catching up though. Xerxe on the Pantheon. I hope he keeps it in the jungle because we are still pre-nerf jungle Pantheon nerf where they made the Q reduce damage applied to jungle monsters as well.
Yeah, so Pantheon jungle is not allowed almost anywhere in competitive League of Legends nor in solo queue. Finally left up here, and Xerxe gets to make his LCS debut on the champion. I'm excited to see what he can get out of that one. Top lane bans just flying through in this draft as Renekton and Jace are added to the pool, with Team Liquid already locking in their Tahm Kench. They've dropped away. This draft is absurd. What is going on? Was this a remade draft? Like, it had to be, right? This had to be a remade draft. There's no way this was the official draft the first time around. There's no way.
This is sick. We get so many sick things here. We get the Yone for the side of Team Liquid, Jensen on one of these assassin, champions. I always love seeing him on the Echo, on the Akali, even though people flame him so much for the one Echo, Miss Zonia's melee carries. I love seeing this side of him. I hate it when he gets relegated to, yeah, he's farming in mid, doesn't move a lot from mid. Boom, let's get the Yone in there. Alphari on the Kennen, a good counter pick that he showcased up in Europe. Irelia, though, picked up for revenge. This goes really well with Pantheon. They can try and kill this Kennen for sure. Your all-in is devastating with this combination. I expect them to actually attack Alphari. Our question we posed earlier on the intro, where are Immortals going to attack? Should be both side lanes. I think those are both very viable here with that Blitzcrank lock-in on the bottom side too, being able to break shields, hit those big hooks. I am so excited. We got a whole pack of new players on the side of Immortals that we didn't get to see in lock-in, plus going against the champions with this type of draft. Exactly what we were asking for, Phreak. Shoot for the moon, Immortals. You're going against Team Liquid. They just come off a victory, and you have a new squad put together, but you've got nothing to lose.
Well, you can shoot for the moon and then lose 90% of it when it goes back down to $50, which, happening sometimes. But
too soon, Phreak. Too soon.
No, it's not. I'm watching from the sidelines, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I have regular flesh hands, okay? There's no diamonds, no paper. I'm not into this one.
Flesh.
Either way, it's going to be a fun one, okay? Team Liquid are coming in as everyone's favorites, okay? They are the best roster in North America. They picked up incredibly high-profile players in Alphari and Santorin. This is the roster everyone is looking at. Honestly, I was kind of shocked they actually got brought to 5 games by Cloud9 in the finals because they were stomping everybody. They were the team to look at. They hadn't dropped a game until the lock-in finals with that roster. They're still my favorites to win Worlds. I'm just, that's going to be my storyline. I'll say it for a while, and then I can be the first one to be right when it eventually happens. Regardless, though, this is the team. On the Immortal side, though, this is exciting. We have not seen this roster together, and there are some very good names here. And look, there's a chance they can win, but at the very least, you can look good here and turn the heads and say, look, we are here to play. We're here to challenge for the title.
And it's a proactive draft. They are looking to create plays here. You don't pick Pantheon and farm up, Phreak, especially not against an Udyr. So Xerxe, this guy that I've been looking at from Europe, really have liked his innovative jungle paths. This guy has done, level 2 red buff ganks. He has done, triple camps into a bottom side camp. Like he easily can be the playmaker for this game and steal the show and enter the LCS with fanfare and his name in lights. Also going on top of that, he's playing Pantheon. His team is Immortals, and his name is Xerxe. So the 300 memes are just going to be plentiful. I know that you've already got like 6 of them racked up in your brain because he is literally playing one of the 300 members. Xerxe, the ruler of the Persians on Immortals. Definitely going to be wrapped up here. Top side, though, already Revenge going to wait in that brush. The Kennen, you can try and range harass the Irelia early, but the Irelia pick into that is supposed to be for kill pressure. Is supposed to be, hey, Pantheon, come up and point-and-click stun Kennen, because then he's dead. It's Pantheon, point-click stun into Irelia, stun follow-up, and that is a dead Yordle. So with Xerxe starting blue into Gromp, he can easily just go straight to red from here and try and gank topside. It's very uncommon for LCS junglers to do just 3 camp into gank. Usually it's much more power clearing because you don't want to get counter invaded on, but when you're going against this lineup and you do want to try and punish Alphari early, it is an option.
Well, it's what CoreJJ talked about in his Player of the Week interview, was that it's like, look, junglers are all just farming right now, so supports are able to roam, and so supports are making the plays. The junglers are not the ones doing that anymore. So, until we go into more gank-focused junglers, it's going to be supports doing it. Well, you got Pantheon, Kobe. You talked about it already. Pantheon is the one we're looking at. Do want to point out, Team Liquid are playing the, support Senna style, right? Tactical does have his Spectral Sickle, so it is CoreJJ getting all the last hits. Still very possible to get a ton of damage output from the Senna, a ton of gold, all that fun stuff. We saw, not Perks, but Sven play phenomenally on that one. Nice hook, though, is good damage on Tactical. And Core will just walk up for the Guardian Shield, will not chomp.
All right, as the hooks start to land here, we need to go into this matchup because I really love Blitzcrank picks always into Tahm Kench. You can break his thick-skinned shield, basically nullifying the defenses of this champion that people will sometimes complain about. Plus, you can get 2-for-1 pulls if he eats tactical from someone else's CC. Then you pull in the Tahm Kench. You get both of them, and you can still break the shields. I just really love that as an answer for possible kill pressure, since that has been our theme of this game, is looking at where they are going to apply that. Santorin heads up to the tri-brush first, though. Double sweepers means they both know.
Santorin gets the wireframe and knows Xerxe is there, but can't see the sweeper over the wall either. And Xerxe's like, wait a second, I see an Udyr. So hits him with a Q-poke. They're going to go back and forth. Wards are gone, and now Santorin decides he has to give away control of the brush. But yeah, the junglers are here. They know top lane is where the shenanigans are happening. Stun's going to land, and Revenge goes in for the play. Flash for Santorin, kites out by Revenge. What a flash bait! And now Santorin has to walk slowly away. Stun comes through for Kennen, and there was nearly enough to kill off Santorin. That was so sick by Revenge. He baited the flash, had a minute to jump back to, and gets a summoner for nothing.
It truly was. I think Santorin was a little bit grasping at straws there, because if Irelia is going on that trade and you see that minion low health, she's going to jump right back to it on Q. He's hoping that he can do it quicker, though. That's what that is. He's saying, I have faster fingers. I can flash and get my bear slap off before you Q back, because if I do, you're dead. But Revenge takes that opportunity. I love that he's playing on the edge. This guy is not as hyped up as some of the other Academy pickups. He did not smash Academy, but Revenge is young North American talent at the top of the solo queue ladder. Loves talking about how he went to med school and delayed his professional career. And honestly, he's showing some big brains right there. So you know what? Give him the 5 head. He deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, bot lane's being pushed in a ton, and it's a farm lead right now for the Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench winning lane up against this Kaisa. Honestly, anytime Destiny throws the hook and it doesn't result in a kill, you've got about 14 seconds of playing the lane however you want. That means they can walk up and poke and do some damage. And indeed, the potions are a little bit running out here on the Immortal side. Nice hook comes in for good damage. This time you do have to chop him away. But with Ignite on, Tactical is nearly killable. We'll have to chug through his potions and spam Q to get the health bar back up. That was a great hook by Destiny.
Truly was. Destiny landing a lot of these here. The OPL All-Star bottom lane coming in pretty hot as well. No bloodshed yet. Did not get a first blood out of the top side, but Immortals are earning cooldowns versus the lock-in champions. That being said, they're losing out in CS, Phreak. That does start to add up on you. It does start to whittle away here as Team Liquid farming very nicely. And the hype matchup in mid lane where we talked about Jensen on the Yone, he's farming extremely well for himself. Did use his early teleport back, but got right back to pushing immediately upon arrival.
Oh, that was not the timing you wanted to see. He's going to be fine, though. They're not going to take turret aggro to the very end, but CoreJJ chomped a little too early. You do that a quarter second later, you grab him out of the hook, and it's fine. Instead, you gave it 2-for-1.
Exactly. It still means they're going to be able to push in on that tower, though. As you said, no harm really done off of that. Tactical CoreJJ have the advantage on bottom side, pushing the first wave into the tower. They earn the turret plate themselves, cash in there, get their recalls off to reset as well, and can get back super quickly. You see the rush on your Boots of Swiftness here for Tactical, for Senna, gets out there extremely quickly, both of them rushing to tier 2 boots. And I love this, watching your first recalls from bottom lane, you want to head out towards the middle of the map, both of you, so you have the option upon seeing the reset from your opponents if you want to head towards mid for pressure or head back to bottom lane. And since they did see Destiny clearing out the control ward, they just make a quick pivot. tactical app, by the way, on your minimap, you can see he even stops off at the red buff. It is very important for Senna to stack up as many souls as possible. And you get guaranteed ones off of just passing by if the timing works out with your jungler on one of those camps.
Ult comes in, second stun as well. Revenge really going for this one. Alphari to burn the ulti, but he's going to get dove! And Revenge! First Blood's Alphari in a 1v1!
That is how you want to lay it down in the LCS, Phreak. Immortals Revenge makes it happen, no fear. He shows no fear on the top side with jungler around, baits out his flash, goes for the 1v1. This is why you pick Irelia for your aggressive top laner. He got to the top of the ladder playing carries, playing Riven. So give him the Irelia into Kennen matchup. Revenge does it. Level 6 here. He hits level 7 off that minion, stacks up his passive, goes for the all-in, commits under the tower, even with the ignite from Alphari, Q's back out to the minion, so he doesn't have to take the extra tower shot, and earns them a top-side advantage. Santorin will punish with a dragon for himself, as the bottom lane advantage is still heavily in the favor of Team Liquid, with Tactical CoreJJ pushing, but this is hype, my friend. Versus the lock-in champions, Immortals here, pulling off some big moves early.
Oh, beautiful play up there. But you can see the gold is still tied between these teams because right now bot is smashing. I mean, absolutely beautiful stuff out of the TL duo. They are winning this lane by far. They've already got the first plate plus the CS. And of course, with that, they get the dragon as well. So TSM, take notes. When your bot is winning, come grab a dragon. It removes the win condition. So far, so good. Team Liquid still picking up nicely, but you got to give credit where it's due to Revenge for taking down maybe the most hyped top laner in the LCS right now. Takes him in the 1v1, takes the skill matchup, and absolutely blasts it off. So
for sure
CS lead.
For sure he is. I mean, he had 9 solo kills in the lock-in tournament. Nobody else had even close to that. Next closest was 4 solo kills in lock-in tournament. And then Revenge says, I like those odds. He goes right at him. 1v1 tower dive, pulls out the calculator, barely escapes with any life with Ignite ticking. You know what? Start the stats now because these are the ones that count for the splits. Team Liquid, though, objectives all going their way. Despite the solo kill, despite the hypeness up there of 1v1ing, Santorin is all over these objectives.
He is really, really well done, of course. This is what you do with Udyr, right? You are all about efficiency and farming and getting to the objectives. That said, though, okay, Santorin does have his flashback, so that hasn't really punished him in any way, but he is roughly equal farm to Xerxe. But 2 of those camps are obviously way more important. It's a Dragon and a Rift Herald. Those are going to pay dividends in the end game. Team Liquid have swapped their dual lane up to the top side. Revenge staying alone up here and trying to hide the fact that he hasn't recalled yet. This is going to be a 3v2 potentially. When do they take the fight? Because this is an outright 3v2. Problem is Udyr can show up, Yone can show up, but this is not an easy fight anymore.
If they don't take this, if they don't get something out of it, well, they will.
Yeah, big damage on tactical. Here comes a spit out, but he's still resetting, and they still find that kill. Panth over the top as well. What can Revenge not do? 3-0 Immortals take the gold lead.
Honestly, I was going to say, if they don't make something happen here, you are giving up a tremendous amount of tempo. Bottom side, you see Alphari pushing that wave in. But they do, Phreak. The patience plays here from Revenge. He just waits in the brush right until Tactical walks into him. They're so deep in the lane with a Blitzcrank. Neither one can escape. This is now 3 kills for Revenge. Blade of the Ruined King picked up pre-11 minutes into this game. And if you are Alphari, you do not want the 1v1 with him, so he's going back top side.
Second stun, Flash gets him to safety. Here comes the ults over the top, though, and Raes, goodbye. Could not get away from the rest of the combos. 3 ults means the kill.
Yeah, as much as you want to have time to throw the praises out, Alphari says, yep, I don't want the 1v1 with this 3-kill Irelia. I'm coming back topside with you. We'll do the exact same play. Team Liquid with the response. Yes, we do get another look at this play. As you know, Tactical walks right into him into the brush. Let's actually look at the live camera, though, because with the Rift Herald and the objective focus from Team Liquid, they're going to finish off the entire turret. I think this is really good macro from Team Liquid, as Alphari has no chance versus a 3-kill Irelia. Does not want to be anywhere near him, so they just swap him topside. They hard push here with the Rift Herald. They get so much.
All right, this is going to be a lot going down fast. We're 12 minutes in and already 2 turrets taken down to the top side as Team Liquid's macro has done a lot of work for them. Other side of the map, yes, indeed. Bot's getting pushed in. Revenge going to knock down a bunch of plates. But it is basically 1v5 here. He's got all the gold on his team, and Team Liquid are crushing everywhere else.
And what they're going to need to do is try and isolate Revenge. You see right now, Xerxe planting vision in the red quadrant, stealing away red buff, making sure that Revenge can have his alone time with this tower, finishes off that. Revenge gets full gold from that outer tower, further funding this 1v1 monster.
He almost got killed. Tahm Kench ulted a Kennen right on top of his recall, and within a quarter second, he would have been recall stopped and dead.
I told you, this man's got a calculator, Phreak. Every single play, not even close, bro.
Jeez. Well, we do have a close game, though. Because the turret traded back, because the plates were picked up, Immortals are temporarily in the gold lead. And you talked about isolating him, but he's going to want a group right now. The second Dragon's coming up, and they're looking for a 5v5 where somehow Irelia can carry it.
All right, let's see. There are possible deep flank wards in the red quadrant of the jungle, but Team Liquid have a decent positioning, pushing up both bot and minion and mid wave. They've done such a good job managing their minion waves here. This is exactly what you want. 5 seconds on Dragon,
Destiny.
pushing it up. Here we go.
He's in front of 4 people. Teamfight's going to begin. Kennen going to buy some time. Destiny gets out, but Revenge is exhausted, has to flash away as well. That feels like a victory on the TL side, burning away 2 flashes for 1.
Yeah, that's got to be a Dragon there. There's no health on Destiny. They're basically a person down here. No kill for Team Liquid, but they don't care. Objective, again, should go their way without Immortals contesting unless Immortals are truly crazy.
A little bit of scuffle in the mid lane here. Jensen, yeah, he's like, if you shockwave me, I'm dead. I've got to ult away. Look, it's not an important cooldown. Dragon's going to be gone for 5 minutes anyway. Let's just burn that and put in no risk. I think it's smart to just get away. It's going to be fine right here. But it still shows Team Liquid are the stronger team. Their 4v4 is so much better. Revenge could be the one to earn all the gold. Looking for the stun, perfectly timed. Goes in for the instant kill, and a Jensen Senna over the top. But here comes Pantheon. Here comes the dive. Xerxe finds a single kill. Alphari dives in, though. He'll find a stun. Xerxe's going to try for a bit more, but no, he's going to just let his teammate die, and he can't find the re-engage. And now Santorin's here. He's got to run away. The Q did nothing. He can maybe kill the turret. It'll drop to minis most likely. He can try to immune some of the damage. Goes back in, gets stunned. Oh, but the Zhonya's hourglass means at least the turret falls, but I don't believe local gold went over to Xerxe. It is a 2-for-1 in favor of Team Liquid.
Santorin does come up in time for them to pick up the extra kill. Yep, gold goes over for the tower. Plus, they're pushing on bottom side. Raes, you see on the Kaisa, quietly stacking up there. Should be able to get all the way to the turret, and they still have vision covering that side of the map. I want to point something out. You can easily predict the exact spawn of anyone teleporting because they will teleport to the closer side to their fountain to whatever they're teleporting in. So if it's a ward, if it's a tower, you always teleport to the side of what you're teleporting on by your fountain. Revenge, clearly, as a seasoned player, easily able to know that and easily able to time teleport arrival right there. So that's why he gets the perfect stun on Alphari to go for it. But with the extra arrival onto the top side, or excuse me, Jensen. Alphari was the second one to come up there. The reinforcements for Team Liquid do turn that story around. Thank you for illustrating the teleport tip, though, Revenge.
Nicely done. Not quite the... Ooh, shockwave. Good damage, but Alphari is going to walk away with 210. I think it's probably still worth the cooldown. He's going to be off of the map for a while, but Jensen just isolate pushing down to the bottom side. Knows without shockwave, Orianna's not a threat, and will knock down turret number 3 for Team Liquid. Now, top turret, of course, had fallen during the previous fight, so it's going to be just the 1 turret lead for TL as it drops, but still feeling comfortable on the TL side. Their gold lead 600.
Honestly, Phreak, I'll take 10 more of these.
Yeah.
Compared to the slower start in the last game, first LCS game here for spring, a lot of thought going into the first 20 minutes. This one, action-packed. A lot of fun on both sides of the map here. Good responses from Team Liquid. Despite the underdogs in Immortals here making some really big plays, specifically Revenge. But it sets us up for such an interesting mid-game here where Team Liquid do have the double-stack dragons going for themselves. They also have, one of the beefiest Tahm Kenches that you will ever see since bottom lane went so hard there with CoreJJ super farming with his support Senna tactical. And it is a Blitzcrank here moving in for Vision, one of the champions that benefits from Vision control the most in the entire game, as Destiny has been on point with the hooks thus far, and Team Liquid will have to be cognizant of his positioning.
145 in the Dragon. Gold difference still only 700, but that's a Team Liquid lead plus the 2 dragons. And Recalls come through as wards come down. We're getting pretty close to final call on resets. Teleport not going to be up for Revenge. It is up for Alphari. So Insanity could go top side and TP away. Otherwise, they have to bring Revenge down pretty soon if they want to fight for the Dragon. And in my mind, they would probably like to. Alphari would love to keep this Irelia stuck top side and let his team fight for something else. But the team roams up at the top, not going to find any plays. And as Xerxe clears down, he'll be on the right side of the map for Dragon.
Yeah, I usually put last call at like 45 seconds. I keep serving drinks pretty late, so allowing people to still go back and
you don't help your team get wards then. That's fairly late.
45 seconds, you could go get your ward. You know, it's up to one of the teammates to be standing there so you can actually go place it with confidence.
Yeah.
But it's
you start at 45. You channel for 8 seconds, you walk out of the base, you take your wolves on the way, you're like, all right, is it time? Oh, Dragon Spawn, I'm here. That's you, right, Kobe?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just barely on time, and I better have tier 2 boots to make sure it's there. Team Liquid, though, they get ahead of the timing. This is an exact play that would really punish my style, because Team Liquid, at 45 seconds, they already had 2 wards in the blue quadrant leading up to the Dragon, so they're not going to let this Blitzcrank get Fog of War advantage over them. I think that's really intelligent. They also have Alphari back out to the top side, pushing that wave well in advance. His teleport is ready. They only have 1 more ward for a deep teleport flank, though.
All right, well, we've got a Herald summon here that can help push down mid as the waves are cleared on both sides, and Team Liquid cannot easily prevent Herald from charging. Oh, they actually get it to auto once, so this actually may do absolutely nothing. Can you time the eye? Can you time the eye? Because it's going to charge. If you time the eye, you can kill it before it goes in. Okay, Smite's going to be good enough. Easy pickup there, and now the fight may continue. Revenge finds a double stun. No more chase down, so Herald means nothing on the Immortal side. Team Liquid still feeling comfortable, and they've got Alphari coming through the river. Looks like TL are grouped and positioned for this Dragon, and Immortals may just have to give it up.
They very well might. I mean, they're rushing straight through into Team Liquid Vision. Scryer Orb is used, so it would have to be real brute force. I do think it was a good disengage, though. I have to say, for Revenge's sake, it is hard to hit those Irelia stuns on an Udyr, especially an Udyr that just blue smited. The extra speed there, so that was very nicely done to avoid any casualties leading up to the Dragon. That being said, the Dragon still went over. You still had no vision, and you had no face check ability to run in. You really need to start out your fight with a good pull to try and get one of these cooldowns from priority target from Team Liquid, and you can't go rushing in head first into a Kennen. So it is going to set up that sole extra power for Team Liquid where they get to draw Immortals to them. And since TL have had better control of their minion waves, better setup on all the objectives, that bodes to be very, very scary here for Immortals, even though they're keeping the gold fairly competitive.
Keeping the gold close, but they're on a very tight timing here of Mountain Soul in 4 minutes, and that's going to be a really tough hill to climb. Regardless, power spikes have come through. Raes just finished Gale Force. The Zeke's Convergence came through for Destiny, so you suddenly got a big spike of damage down from the bot lane duo. Mythic's done all across the board. But there is a really big jungle difference here in the fact that Xerxe, Pantheon just does not farm as well as Udyr does. He didn't really get that many good ganks off. And at the end of the day, Santorin's going to be a more useful player on this champion.
I would say that Pantheon at this stage has a lot of utility, though, especially with how OP Gore Drinker is. The double Gore Drinker on the side of Immortals, even though these are, fairly fragile carry melee champions, Gore Drinker plus the Blade of the Ruin King for Revenge, and then Gore Drinker plus your directional immunity on Pantheon give you tools to actually make...
This is a potential play. Core does have flash. They've got a kite back out as a TP comes through. A TP match as well. And are we going to have a team fight? Tactical keeps the team cloaked. Looks for the play. Can't find it. Stun going to land, but not mean much else.
Yeah, and there's still 3 minutes on the Dragon, too. So I don't think we're going to see the full flash commitment on this one. Because when you have a 3-minute difference, your flash timers are 5 minutes. So you don't really want to expend them just for kills here. Unless you're literally going to ace the enemy team and get a Baron. You have to keep in mind, the rewards!
Damage onto Alphari, puts the shield, take no damage. Tactical going to knock down a zombie ward, and that's it. Immortals, just fighting over for mini waves.
50% of a Kennen health bar right there, though, for Xerxe, for the jump right over the red wall, is quite nice. Should relieve some pressure for them to try and go deal with their waves. But how many times are we going to say this throughout the game where Team Liquid, they've got all 3 waves pushing once again?
hook was close. If that landed on Alphari, that would have been good damage, but it doesn't matter. And they can walk away as waves are pushed in. Team Liquid looking at their 4th turret now in this game. It's going to drop down. And TL just scaling off into the distance. They've got a gold lead of now over 1,000. They've still gotten 3 straight Drakes. And picking up where they left off, TL still being the stronger team here. Not dominating every single lane, certainly. Revenge made sure of that, but everywhere else, TL has just better.
Yeah, definitely way better map control for most of this game. And you kind of mentioned the difference in junglers. That is going to be Udyr's strength, is focusing a lot on power farming, getting the neutral objectives, and playing when you have these pushing lanes, allowing you to take a lot of those neutral resources. And Team Liquid have done a very good job on the sides. Alphari here does have a heal for his spellbook currently in place of possible teleport, but still a minute and 18 seconds, plenty of time to cycle on through.
I believe it's down though because he used it in the mid fight when everyone came to join in off of the potential play, so that is going to be Insanity and Alphari not having TP ready for this.
Should be some earlier transitions then. 1 minute left up here. Nice 3-person focus on Revenge. Oh my god, this timing is so good too.
All right, well, he can just TP down to the Dragon as he spawns, but great play topside just in time for final call on resets. And this Dragon, Mountain Soul, 40 seconds away, likely to go to TL.
How good is CoreJJ, Phreak? The Tahm Kench, level 11. You 2nd rank in your ultimate does so much for your range of your ultimate. Santorin chase!
Yep, forces the flash away from Destiny. Just the move speed wasn't enough from his overcharge, so that is another missing cooldown. 13 seconds on Revenge to spawn, 20 on the Dragon to come up. It's TP or nothing, and Immortals have to fight this one. They didn't fight the last 3, and it's worse now. The gold difference has grown, the Dragon difference has grown. It's going to be harder than last time.
This is where they truly got to live up to the name. Xerxe leading the Immortals on Pantheon. You got to hold this line here at the Dragon Soul, and you're going to have to keep doing it. First fight comes up here. Destiny with the Hex Flash into the river. Let's see who lands the skill shot first.
But he's not going for the blink positioning. He's going to be around towards his team. I don't know if I love it, but they've got the squad there. Insanity going to keep the ball in range to
Kennen
zone them away. TL sticking around. They're going to go for the play. The hook comes in. They find Tactical. That's one. It's time for the smite. They're going to get that one as well. CoreJJ could not land the Devour, and a hook means a kill, and the Dragon goes through.
Immortals hold strong, and Destiny wants another
Pantheon
piece.
Cannot land that hook, though, and now Xerxe's got to be a bit afraid. He'll be fine. And they're not going to be willing to turn around and go for Baron. They'll take the single pick, and they will be done.
I like it. Just building the tension here. Let them have Soul, then you're going to have back-to-back-to-back Soul fights here. Immortals with a victory in Soul fight number 1. Nice hook from Destiny, by the way. You could see on your mini-map during that whole Dragon pressure, the flank attempt from Alphari and Jensen. But they were taking so long getting through the blue quadrant of the jungle to wrap around. That I think is just really good focus here from Immortals. And for this team to show this poise on stage right now versus Team Liquid, you know, just rushing down this Dragon while you see the Kennen still flanking through the jungle. They're too far away. Destiny says, hey, they're waiting 15 seconds for this guy to complete his flank around the back. I'm going to jump the gun. We force your hand. We pull out the hook here from Blitzcrank, get the kill, get the objective before Team Liquid actually get to finish off their prep for this fight. So no flank, no victory for Team Liquid, and Immortals live another day.
And speaking of Immortals, I do want to point out Insanity has very good farm this game. He's 50 over anyone on his team. He's got the highest in the game here. This Orianna is going to be really scary. Sarah's already done, but we're kind of waiting on the death cap spike to come through. We haven't really gotten to see him much in team fights, and the last one he shockwave to delay CoreJJ by a second. But once that does come online and we see a real 5-on-5, Orianna is going to be a big threat and someone I'm going to watch for. Insanity as a player really optimizes for DPS, sometimes to the detriment of his own durability, but he puts out really good damage numbers in battles.
I would say also he's got some great ball handlers on his team. Irelia moves so quickly. An Irelia delivered shockwave can catch anybody off guard. So you press R as the Irelia presses Q. He just says that he's going in, and you trust it.
Oh, that's the hook!
That is a god hand from Destiny. This OPL Blitzcrank is just built different. He lands another one. Game changer right here. Immortals are on fire, Phreak. I am loving this matchup. We came into it thinking, yeah, LCS lock-in champs in Team Liquid versus Immortals who got kicked out so early. Their roster just got put together. Well, guess what? They are going to land another one.
Hook in onto TK. He's going to burn the stopwatch. Xerxe's already at half HP, though. He's got to be careful. Baron's still helping as well. It's actually a 5-on-5 because Baron is getting some damage across. They got to respect this one. Knockup not going to be found. Will they find the re-engage, though? CoreJJ cutting away. Got plenty of help, but Destiny's on the way forward. Hook, it's going to be sidestepped. Well done by Core. Not going to find the stun from Revenge either. Be careful. Here comes the re-engage. There's no cooldowns left. Team Liquid have turned on for the fight. And in goes Alphari. Going to find a bunch of stuns, but can they kill him? Tahm Kench pulls him back out. They're going to be safe. A 1-for-0 on the second fight there as a pick comes through.
Yeah, just got mauled by a bear and a frog there. So too bad. Revenge bursts him down quickly. Jensen might be the next one.
Destiny wants the knockup. A flash comes away. What a sidestep, but now he's going to be an easy target. Where else can you even go? The knockup comes in. Tahm Kench comes back, but a shockwave pulls him into his doom. They're going to find 3 kills. CoreJJ, that is not the play. You opted into a 2v4, and that means Baron's back on the table.
Jensen, yeah, you can dodge the hook for a second, but it's an intelligent move from Destiny. He knows that by forcing out that E, there's then nowhere for Jensen to go. You have to return to that spot. Get your soul back in your body, boy. The Immortals going to take that one down. They get the Baron Phreak. This is going to be an exciting day of upsets. It looks like.
It's a possibility. They've got just enough time, Kobe. They got 55 seconds on a Baron recall. That's like 1 minute on a normal recall. They've done it in enough time. The Red Bull Baron for Immortals, and they're going to go for their second soul fight.
All right, let's see what they can do with it then. Because, again, you put yourself in a hard position giving away the first 3 dragons. Every 5 minutes, going to have to set up once again. But with all this gold they just got, and now on top of those gore drinkers we were talking about, busted item, they've added the Xerxe, busted items, for the front line here for your Irelia and your Pantheon to be very, very big offensive threats, but also difficult to burst down. Jensen has it level 16 for Team Liquid, though. He is the big carry here. Hasn't quite got his 3rd item power spike to get full crit for himself. So honestly, Team Liquid are going to have to wait for that.
No, I mean, he has 100% crit chance because he's Yone, so that conversion's already fine, but he just wants, I'm not sure what he's going for next, probably the Bloodthirster to be tankier. But regardless, yeah, right now the setup is around the Dragon. VODS staff came through for Insanity, went for the cheaper item 3 option because he wants to make sure he's power spiked in time for the Dragon, which, again, makes sense. It is not DPS authable, but he wanted a spike, so I get it. I think it's totally defensible, and it means that they can actually play it really slow. They've got control over the entire jungle. They're going to grab that one, no problem. Insanity knocks down bot lane tier 2. Xerxe going to very slowly solo this Mountain Drake, and Immortals now have 2. In about 10 minutes, they can maybe get sold themselves.
Immortals with the full roster are looking very, very spicy here. Level 16 for Revenge on the Irelia. Started out the game so strong. Has actually transitioned decently well into a lot of these team plays, but still is going to be such a fearsome force on the side lane. 3 item power spike for Irelia, has crazy sustain. Can 1v1 anybody on the Team Liquid side, even though Jensen just finished up his Bloodthirster with the extra shield. So that means Immortals should be able, for one of the first times in the game, actually be able to control minion waves first, push out on side. They actually keep him mid right now while 4 members are pushing top side. And they'll get to that tower. They'll destroy that tower before Team Liquid can answer too much. Alphari's committing to the bottom push for Team Liquid because they cannot fight at the top side right now anyway.
All right, Tahm Kench brings the squad back over to defend this turret. We've still got 25 seconds left. Hook almost lands on a tactical. Will not, though, as he kites it back. Waves are going to be safe. Santorin feels comfy since Hook is down. He can do whatever he wants. Shockwave only brings a little bit of damage, but it still puts in Santorin as a possibility. CoreJJ puts on the gray health and will let it regen instead of shielding with it. As he just took some damage, he's going to get that back up, but there's still 2 cannon minions. And even just a little bit of Callista poke.
Yeah, just wait. Revenge finish up that turret. There you go. Notification on your screen. You don't have to overcommit at all. You've got a lot of gold to gain with the Baron like this. When you're in the comeback position, look at this surge for Immortals. Have just slingshotted ahead of Team Liquid now all of these outer towers been picked up, secondary towers picked up for themselves. They can leave, they should leave a few more wards behind as they exit this area. There's 3 minutes left on the dragon before spawning, but they do leave a trickling of vision leading up to top side.
Alrighty. 3 minutes on the dragon, under that for Baron. So as you mentioned, top side may be the focus. Jensen's Bloodthirster is done, 300 CS. He's managed to catch up all the way with Insanity, so well done to him. Insanity actually dropped CS a lot in recent history, giving that over to Revenge as those numbers have dropped. He was well over 10 a minute when I talked about Insanity last time, and he's got like 20 CS over the last 5 because they've donated farm away. He's going towards Zonia's now on the Orianna, so a really delayed death cap, but going more defensive here.
Now, Team Liquid are really going to need a big flank from Alphari to be able to actually take one of these fights. And you need Jensen to set that up with a Yone ultimate on multiple people. So, yes, Santorin's got to be the front person, and he's running in, slapping somebody on Udyr, but it has to be good follow-up from the Team Liquid solo laners to be able to regain control of this match. And honestly, time is now not working in their favor. They have such a hard time of getting towards this dragon. Jensen can safely face check because he's got a body to snap back to, but that's only the first line of wards. They're cutting through weeds here, trying to get up towards this dragon setup for dragon number 6. And Immortals feel pretty confident about it. The problem is that Team Liquid have an extra card to play. Whenever you are the ones on Soul Point and Baron and the Dragon are both up, obviously you have much more to gain by focusing on the Baron, because it's not going to lose you nearly as much letting Immortals get that Dragon. And so Immortals have to be tricky. I'd say just easy use of a Pantheon ultimate, though. Xerxe can easily take the Dragon, and the rest of the team stays close enough to Baron, and then you can Pantheon ult over. So it's not as bad as a situation as you might usually find yourself in if it's, you know, sole advantage with Baron alive.
Well, here we go. 55 seconds on Baron, 30 on Baron, 50 on Dragon coming up. Revenge in the bottom lane does have teleport, Insanity the same. Team Liquid have their teleports as well, and a Tahm Kench, so Revenge does have teammates, going to fight Jensen here as best he can, but he's running low on health pretty fast. Ult comes across, stopwatch buys some time, goes for the re-engage on Jensen, out he goes. Start to go over the top, but he's going to be found by Raes. They're going to battle on the top side and the bottom side as well. We've got the kill already for Raes, 1 for nothing. Now the re-engage comes across as 1 goes through to Santorin. That'll be traded back as a 2 for 1 so far. Revenge is back in. He finds the stun, he finds the 3rd kill, and CoreJJ flashes, but Raes is still here. Immortals will crush this team fight 4-1, and they are inside the base already.
Immortals are gonna make the upset a reality, Phreak. They take down Team Liquid. It's Jensen versus the 300 now. What's he gonna do about it?
He's going to lose a lot of his health about it, go back into the fountain. Destiny will not land the hook, but it is on to the Nexus turrets. Revenge makes his LCS regular season debut with a lane kingdom over Alphari. And the Oceanic bot lane takes their stuns, they take their hooks, and take their victory. Immortals take down Team Liquid.
Well done, Immortals. Look at that reaction. Revenge is pumped, and deservedly so. He is rewarded for his confidence in his own play, Phreak. Just the first 2 plays on top side, overextending to bait out the flash from Santorin, then committing to the tower dive versus Alphari. Even though he has Ignite for a possible counter kill, and when your wave is in a poor spot, just really good stuff here, and you love to see it too for a team that just got beat up and kicked out of the lock-in tournament, not having their intended starters here, getting everybody together with very small amount of scrim time. Really has proven something, because Team Liquid got so many more games in lock-in, proved themselves for so much competition, and this is definitely going to be a big win for Immortals, because everything now goes on your record as far as leading up to international competitions and leading towards the championship as well.
Yeah, and I mean, really impressive stuff. Obviously, the players who popped off, some of them weren't playing in lock-ins at all. You talk about Raes and Destiny coming in, and yeah, the lane was rough. They in fact lost the laning phase overall. They went down plates, they went down farm, they went down bot control, which meant dragons were stacking. But then when it was finally time for the soul fight, that hook found tactical. The second one around went just as well, and that started things up. Destiny had 3 really huge, impactful hooks that set the mid game apart, and that's playmaking you're looking for when you lock in a Blitzcrank. TL otherwise was winning the map. They were winning most of the lanes, and Immortals were running out of space to play the game, but the clutch plays came in just at the right time, Kobe.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a roller coaster. Fun to watch. Team Liquid also showcasing some of the strengths that we know them for, too. It wasn't a complete collapse for the lock-in champions, by the way. A lot of good early wave control for them. They kind of dealt with, honestly, the solo kill pretty well, in my opinion, where then Alphari dodges the Irelia matchup from then on for the 1v1. They actually go for the trade in objectives, pushing on top side. Then they're able to get side wave control very quickly, and Santorin racking up objectives, but not enough to take down Immortals and those key dragons.
Yeah, one other thing I want to point out is the top side as well here. So, again, Revenge did hugely well to win his lane. The solo kill was awesome. A lot of good plays. But I want to point out the fact that he went, at one point, from 3-0-1 to 3-3-1. He was the gold lead. He was the big player. He's one who was ahead. And once we got into mid-game, he was not able to do anything with it for a very, very long time. This is the hallmark of a new player to pro play. His mechanics are great. His matchup knowledge is great. The game is progressively harder compared to solo queue or academy the farther into the game you go. It shouldn't be surprising. This is his weaker point of the game, but it is something that Immortals definitely need to train into him. The hope is there, right? There are so many bright points to him. His career is just starting, but that mid-game does need to improve for him to be like a true all-star, to be the kind of carry we expect from someone like Alphari or Impact, where even if his lane is just fine, he wins the team fights from big plays. Revenge needs to get that part of his gameplay in.
I would say he would have preferred, obviously, to be able to have more isolated 1v1s, and I think we would have seen that carry and that expansion of the lead because they were faced with such an early soul point, forced the team fight a bit more, and you can see where Irelia deaths come from then.
Yeah, well, end of the day, we are ready to head out of this game. So on the other side, we will hear from Xerxe in the Verizon post.